Good afternoon and welcome everybody to today's lunch break with the Rabbi. Sorry about yesterday. Um, we missed yesterday, but we're back on today. Just a few reminders before we begin. Today is the 22nd of December, Tuesday, the 7th of Teves. We want to remind you, this is a little commercial announcement, that we have a raffle going on. 20 days left for everybody to purchase a ticket in the raffle. That's jewishli.com/raffle. Greatly appreciated for all those who already participated and looking forward to your partnership and participation, dedication that keeps us rolling. Thank you so much. And now let's move on. Okay, today we're going to talk about this week's Torah reading as we begin Parshas Vayigash, the word Vayigash, which means to approach. In the previous Torah reading, we read how Joseph and his brothers, or Joseph led his brothers to believe that he is the mean viceroy of Egypt. He has taken away Shimon, and he has taken away Binyamin. Binyamin is now held captive because he was caught stealing the goblet of Joseph, which was considered his secret goblet. And because of this, now the ruler of Egypt, who is Joseph, then accused the Jewish people, who were the brothers, that they were interested in stealing and spying. And he tells the rest of you can go up to your father because he stole the goblet. I am going to keep him here as a slave. At this point, already Shimon has been arrested, and now Binyamin. At this point, as well, as the Torah reading begins, Yehuda steps up to the plate. And Yehuda steps up to the plate and he tells Joseph, listen here. From day one we came here, you were accusing us of being spies. You falsely accused us of everything in the book. You've thrown everything. You asked us, we're our father, we're our brother. Nothing that has to do with purchasing food in the land of Egypt. Now you're making this allegation that he supposedly stole the goblet. Yes, you found it in his cup, in his bag. But what? And over here, Judah gets up, and the word Vayigash means that he approaches him, that he was ready for war. And the Talmud tells us that he was willing to put everything that was needed to be able to wage this war against Joseph. And the obvious question is, how is it possible that Joseph and Judah should be able to wage a war? What was Judah thinking? The brothers may have been strong, but Pharaoh was the superpower of the world. Joseph was the viceroy of the superpower of the world. How are 12 brothers, not even 12, I should say 11 brothers, or 10, because Joseph and Binyamin, because Shimon and Binyamin were in prison, how are they going to stand up against the waged war against Joseph and the people of Egypt? But over here, the message that Judah was saying was not just the fact that whether we could or not win the war. The point is that I'm willing to put everything on the table. When a person's willing to put everything on the table to save somebody, all of a sudden the dynamic changes. You know, many times we're put in different positions that we have to make certain decisions. But what does it take from us to make that decision? What does it mean on our behalf to make that decision? Does it take any skin off our back? So, big deal, we walk away from it, or big deal, we make a choice about it. But when it comes to a decision where I put myself all in, and I'm ready to put my life on the line for it, all of a sudden, it changes the game. Over here, the Torah is telling us not just a story of Joseph and Judah, a story of every single parent's obligation towards their children. We have to remember that educating our children is not just sending them off to school and putting them on the bus, but it is actually skin in the game. We need to be heavily involved in the Jewish education of our children if we want anything to materialize. We can't just sit back and dismiss ourselves and say, guess what? Well, he stole the goblet. He made his own pot. He made his own bed. Too bad on him. Over here, Judah didn't say that. Judah said, I have put myself and I will put myself on the front lines to be able to save this child. And I will take what it takes and do what it takes to be able to save this child, regardless if it means standing up against the superpower of the world. You know what? Every single one of us is standing up against the superpower of the world. Jewish education, or education even in the greatest terms, today is standing up against the superpowers of the world. Our children have so many distractions that it's so easily for us to just give up and say, you know what? It's just tough luck. We can't win. But that's when we don't have skin in the game. And this takes us to the next step in the story of Joseph and Binyamin. As soon as Joseph identifies himself with Binyamin, the Talmud tells us that the Torah says that they both cried on each other's shoulders. And the Talmud explains, why did they cry on each other's shoulders? What were they both crying about? And it says that Joseph was crying that in the section that would be given essentially to Binyamin later on in life was the place where the Holy Temple was built. And in that place is where the Holy Temple will be built and unfortunately eventually will be destroyed. In the section allotted to Joseph when the Jewish people come in the land of Israel will be the tabernacle of Shiloh, which will stand there for 400 years and also unfortunately be destroyed. And over here they were crying for the destruction of each other's temple or tabernacle. And the question is, why would they cry for each other's temple destruction? Why not cry for your own? If in your own domain, your own property, there's something happening, why not cry and deal with that? Why are you crying about somebody else's problems? And the answer is based on what we just mentioned before. Because your own problems, you got to fix. Your own problems, you're able to fix. I can't fix your problems for you. You can do your own problems. But what I can do is cry for you. And what I should do is feel bad and sorry and show you that I feel remorse and sad about your plight and see what I can do to help you. But at the end of the day, the only one that can help you is yourself. This Joseph and Binyamin were teaching each other and every single one of us in future generations. Because every single one of us, our own home is a holy temple. Our own synagogue is a holy temple. And every single one of us has an obligation to make that place holy and not, God forbid, destroy it. How do we make it holy? Is by fostering a Jewish education, by caring and putting some skin on the game and saying, yes, it's up to me. Are there blunders? Are there mistakes? Yes, but that's what we can cry about. But what we need to do is get some skin in the game, do something about it, roll up your sleeves like Judah did and was willing to do. Every single one of us has that opportunity. We are all children of Joseph and as well children of Judah. We have the character and charisma that our 12 tribes have instilled within every single one of us. God gives us the capability and talent to stand up to the call that we're given, to do the mission on hand, and not just sit back and cry about it, but roll up our sleeves, get our hands dirty, and make a difference. Dear friends, I want to wish you a wonderful week, and let's all together make a difference. Let's roll up our sleeves, get a little dirty, and let's make a change finally. I can't do your part. You can do my part. But you can do your part. And together, we make this world a better place. Have a wonderful day. Wishing you the very best for a great day, great week ahead. See you tomorrow, lunch break with the Rabbi at 1 p.m.